Hello everybody and welcome back once again to the Suikoden 2 walkthrough. So we are in, this looks like, I don't know. Okay, here we are. Yeah, now I'm actually, is it Ryub Village? I think that one is. Anyways, alright, so we're apparently heading back to the Mercenary Fortress. I'm not sure exactly why yet, but hopefully we'll find out. Okay, maybe to swap some characters in or out. Okay, yeah. Alright, so we're just taking the Joey, the main character, and Nanami. Now, I'll be honest, I think I could have taken one more here and not really run into any troubles. So we're actually going to use the Matilda glitch, or we're about to do that. We do need to stop in, I think it's Toto Village first. And actually there is a character that we can recruit there. If you've got Nanami with you, you can recruit the character named Zamza. And I actually didn't do that immediately, which, you know, I don't really know why I didn't do that, but I waited a bit to grab him. But he is available immediately or right now, and he is inside the inn to the right there. But obviously as we enter, we trigger this event with Pilika. And Pilika and her family took care of Joey when, basically when he fell, or when we, actually I should say we jumped at the beginning of the game there. And there, yeah, there you just explained her family nursed him back to health. Okay. So, we're going to go back to Pilika's house here. And I don't know if you actually have to head into the house and trigger the next set of events in order to move on. But prior to this, there were some guards at the northern, or the northwestern part of town there that basically block the way. I did actually chat with Hannah there. Hannah is a recruitable character later, but we're not actually able to get her quite yet. It'll be a little while before we can pick her up. But alright, so this is Pilika's family. And this is the typical, I don't know how to put it. So they're very good people, I guess. That's the sense that I get anyway. Obviously, they brought Joey in and nursed him back to health. So that you know, speaks at least something to their character. And here Pilika it looks like we've got a request, which I think we need to head to Muse and pick up, I think it's called the wooden amulet or something like that. It's a, I don't know if it's, does this game even have key items? Yeah, I guess, yeah, special, okay, it's a special item, I guess, I think, anyway. So, we'll have to go grab that now. Before I actually go over to Muse and grab that, that's when we're gonna do the Muse glitch. I like to just kind of do it as early as possible. So yeah, so here we go. All right, and those guards are out of the way now. Like I mentioned earlier, I believe until you take care of. Boy, what do you have to do? Just trying to think of the actual requirements. I think actually you have to go through the, you know, do the North Sparrow Pass and all that stuff. Because you can actually enter Toto before you do that stuff. So like when you've got the circus trio, you know, you can actually go there. But again, unfortunately, the guards are blocking the way. So anyway, so now we're able to go up here now. Okay, so we're in the White Deer Inn. This place is just kind of a little rest stop. I think we'll end up coming back here later because there is an entrance to, I think, the ruins to the north here. So yeah, if we go out this way and go to the north, I think that leads to, I think that's the Sindar ruins. Again, it's been a long time since I've actually played this, so hopefully I don't have that wrong. But we're not actually able to do, I don't believe, anything there quite yet. So we're just gonna move on. And actually, like I was saying, we're going to take advantage of a glitch in the game. So if if you're like anti-glitch or something like that, then you don't have to do this stuff. But again, unfortunately, though, it's going to be quite a few videos from here where I will actually kind of continue on to where you would normally progress. So and I'll be honest, so what I actually should have done there is I should have gone back to Muse, because actually we can enter Muse and you don't have to trigger the next events yet. But I should have equipped those double beat runes. So unfortunately, I didn't actually do that. Now, the other thing I want to point out, and I've got some footage of it eventually, is that in the Muse relic shop, there is a rare find there called the Fury Rune, and the Fury Rune I absolutely love. Basically, whenever you have it equipped, your character's automatically in the Berserk status, which is going to increase your physical damage. So I am a big fan of that rune, and I will try to get a hold of as many of them as I can, probably throughout the game. So actually, I think they're 15,000 potch when they show up, and what you can actually do is, okay, so anyways, here's that's the glitch right there. You can actually just push that gate out of the way, and then basically run to the side, and you can actually get through and up into the what is it? This is the rock axe area. So but anyways, so the Fury Rune, 15,000 potch. I don't think I actually had that much anyway right now, so it wouldn't have been that great even if it did show up. But what you want to do generally is to go into the inn and save, and then go talk to the Rune Master. And if the Rune Master has it in the rare finds, you're good to go. If not, you have to reset your game. But alright, so this is Highway Village, and we're actually triggering an event that's really not supposed to happen for quite some time yet. But this is where this is with Humphrey and Futch. And Humphrey is amazing. He's one of the characters in the game that has like the best defense. His attack is okay. Unfortunately, he's extremely slow. That's his only real drawback, I would say. But he's got a really powered up weapon right now too, which, I mean, it's crazy. I think it's like a level 12 weapon at this point in the game. So again, because we're here so early and we're not really supposed to be here quite yet, Futch and Humphrey are both pretty OP. One thing I do, or I should have pointed out though, is on your way to Highway Village, you're going to want to make sure that you don't fight anything and you just try to run away right away. Because it's incredibly unlikely that you'll be able to take down anything without Humphrey and Futch. So I guess keep that in mind, because these enemies around this area are extremely high level, or at least much more high level than any of our characters. So again, wait until you've got Humphrey and Futch. And then actually what you want to do here, so like we had, or hopefully you saw there, we walked into the inn, and Humphrey, or Futch, comes running out, and he says, basically get out of the way, or whatever he says. And then we're going to want to speak with Humphrey, and then I think you can just pick any of the options there, and that triggers Humphrey to basically pay for our lodgings. So we'll stay here, and what's going on here? Okay, Cobalt Town. Okay, I guess I'm just talking to some random NPC there. And then so the next morning, actually just come down here, talk to Humphrey, and interesting choice of words there, where you tell him thanks for last night. Kind of cringy, but okay. Anyways, all right. So leave the inn, and you will trigger this event here, where it's Kent. I think it's Kent is speaking with some random villager here. And yeah, he gets excited once he hears about the fact that there might be a dragon up in Mount Rakutai or something like that. And alright, so let's... I don't really know why. I guess I chatted with some people. This is kind of another one of those games where, unfortunately, because I've played it so many times, I generally avoid a lot of the random NPCs, and I don't know, I think in RPGs you can kind of get a better feel about kind of what's going on in the game, sometimes, you know, by talking with random NPCs. That's not always the case, though, but, you know, sometimes they've just got completely pointless things to say, but again, I think they can, you know, sometimes add some flavor to the game, but anyways, alright, so after you speak with Humphrey again, you can speak with the innkeeper, and she will, or then you can sleep one more night for free. Obviously, Humphrey paying the way. And then it looks like the next morning Kent is missing, and so we need to speak with this random villager that kind of, you know, got him amped up about possibly hearing or seeing a dragon in the Rakute Mountains. And, you know, why is this all a big deal? Obviously, Futch is a dragon knight from the... or he was a dragon knight in the first game, and his dragon actually, I believe, perished. I don't remember exactly all of the events that happened in the first game, but anyways, he lost his dragon, and so obviously they're here actually investigating rumors of a dragon in the area, which... you know, I guess is kind of makes sense why we would now have to track down Kent, because it looks like those rumors were, well, I guess he went to go find out whether they were true or not. So now we get to go try to save the day and rescue Kent. Alright, so generally right now it's a decent idea to save your game. I should actually say it's always a good idea, I think, to save your game. But alright, so I've already got 2 hours into the game now. That's all from really from farming the North Sparrow Pass and getting those double beat runes. So again, I've foregone the Clive quest this time around. Again, I've already done that once, and it just, you know, it kind of makes you press for time the entire game, and I just didn't want to do that again, so I'm not too worried about that. But actually, if you know, even if you are still going for the Clive quest, it's not such a bad idea to come here first. Reason being is you can actually go out and, you know, take on like a couple of battles, and then you're actually just going to be so powered up then from, you know, winning a couple battles here and there that you can pretty much just let all the enemies go that you come across from that point on. And that, I mean, not forever, but for a good portion of the game, I think. And that's actually just going to save you time, because then you don't have to worry about, like, if you know, just want to run away from enemies all the time to try to save time. The thing about, you know, letting enemies go is it never fails. Like, you know, when you try to run, oftentimes it'll fail, and, you know, you'll just take a bunch of damage for it. But anyways, all right, so we're going to head here to the, or this is the Rock Axe rune shop. Now, I only have 30,000 potch, and I'll be honest, I don't think that any of this stuff is worth buying at this point. The down rune I actually really like, so I think all three of those runes are actually for your weapon. And again, I think the down rune is the most useful of those. Basically, it's got a 30% chance anytime you use that attack command of knocking enemies down. And anytime you knock an enemy down, they can't do anything. So it's pretty amazing. They might be my favorite weapon runes in the game. So we'll see. That's at least that's my take so far. Now, obviously, I just tossed on a bunch of my double beat runes on my main characters. Now, oh, yeah, that's right. All right, so that's the other great thing here. I really actually should have saved here in Rock Axe before I even came into this item shop, because I actually just got lucky, though, and that the Thunder God garb there was in the rare finds. The Thunder God garb is amazing for Nanami. That's going to be her best armor now for a very long time. And again, that's because we're here so early and we're really not supposed to be. But other than that, the shop actually has some amazing armor as well. It was probably obvious from just if you were able to glance at there. And so what we're actually going to do here, what I'm going to do, is to save in here, and then I'm actually going to go outside and fight some battles and try to win, and try to not have all of my characters die, so that we're actually able to gain some levels. Now, that character down there is LC Chan. He's not able to be recruited quite yet, but we'll be able to recruit him a while later. So I guess keep in mind, in the back of your mind, that he is there. As far as the enemies around this area, I'll be honest, I don't know if this is the best place to try to level right away, like right outside Rock Axe. But this is actually a really easy fight here. The two pink birds. So this actually wasn't or wouldn't have been such a bad idea to just start here. Now, there actually is another area that may have been better just to try to kind of start out and get some easy first levels. And that's there's a little checkpoint to the south here, to the southwest actually, and that leads to like the Green Hill area. And I think actually going in there first would have been a decent idea, just because the enemies aren't quite as high here, but they are a little bit higher than I guess kind of the like the Muse area. But that fight worked out perfectly well. Again, that was actually pretty lucky that I got into that one right away. And if you notice there, the hero gained a couple levels right off the bat, and so that's kind of going to keep up now. We'll see how well this works out too. I think actually a better idea here would have been to use the defend command with the hero, just so that he was taking less damage, and try to let Humphrey and Futch go to town. Now, the other problem here is that these enemies are so high level that my lower leveled characters aren't able to hit them really well. So unite attacks are good, but there, if you notice, that I barely did any damage at all. So to be completely honest, I should have just defended with the lower level characters and had Futch and Humphrey do the work for me for a little while at least, until I was able to get some levels. Oh, and that's just lucky. That's incredibly lucky there. That should have been a kill shot for the hero, but he evaded it, so good stuff there. And, the great thing about that now is there's a really good chance that I'm going to survive this fight again. Unfortunately, Humphrey will potentially have different armor on him, I think. Depending on what you have equipped on him at the end of Suikoden 1, if you have loaded a Suikoden 1 file. Now, I had the Windspun armor on him, and so he actually starts with that, and you can't remove it for now, which is just fine. Actually, I don't know if you ever can, to be honest. Some characters have permanently equipped gear, and that might be one of the items that's permanently equipped. I can't remember for sure, but I know you can't really do much with his it's like his helmet and his armor, as well as Futch's helmet and armor for the time being, because they're kind of like considered as guests right now. They haven't been actually recruited, and so that's often the case with characters in this game, where until you actually recruit them, you usually can't equip or unequip anything from them. From their main items, anyways. The 3 optional items, you usually can always equip or unequip. There are, again, some exceptions to that rule. Camus comes to mind. I think he's got like a crimson cape or something like that just can never be removed. And again, some Some characters have that throughout the game, so I guess keep that in mind. But all right, so this is Rakuti Mountain. So right off the bat, I'm going to head up to the left and grab that. What was that? A fur cape, I think. And then, if you notice there, I ran away from those. What are those things called? Slashers, I think. The reason being, I didn't want to try to fight 6 at once. I just knew that wasn't going to turn out well. Humphrey probably could have taken them all out eventually, but just because his defense is so ridiculous right now. But that's not going to really help me to actually level up my character. So that's why I ran away. Now, these enemies are, I think these are the Eagle Men. They can be a real pain in the butt. If you notice there, okay, Hawkman, my bad. They can actually just grab your characters and fly them off screen. Now, the crummy thing with that is it doesn't actually kill them, but if all of your characters get flown off screen like that, you will lose, and you'll get a game over, which is kind of silly, but and I actually did have that happen, so I guess keep that in mind. These guys are kind of dangerous. Yeah, so obviously now we're missing Humphrey, the main character in Futch. And unfortunately, whenever that happens too, those characters don't get experience. So, unfortunately, they're not going to get any for this fight. But that's okay. If it happens here and there, it's not too big of a deal. And Nanami and Joey still were present for that battle, so they still... And that's what I was talking. If you notice there, Humphrey's gear was grayed out there, indicating that you can't unequip it for now. So, anyways, all right. So, I don't know if I did a real great job of exploring this whole area. We'll see, but I eventually did find a decent map that I was, kind of looking over and making sure that I was able to get everything. So here's a Thunder Amulet. Now, the Thunder Amulets are pretty decent defensively right now. It looks like it's got the same defense as that Fur Cape, but it does have a hit plus 15, which I think is decent for, like, Humphrey. I was just noticing that Humphrey seemed to be missing quite a bit, so that's kind of why I stuck that on him. Or at least I think I did if I was watching that correctly. Hopefully I did anyway. Again, I think of all the characters right now, I think Humphrey needs the most help trying to actually hit stuff. And, with that weapon, you kind of really need to take advantage of that. Because he actually is able to do quite a bit of damage once he actually connects. Yeah, look at that, 186. So Spikers. This whole, and I should have brought this up earlier, basically this whole area you need to, I should say, once you've killed the final boss of the area, you can't come back. So there's a couple of items here, unfortunately, that the enemies have that you need to get now. Otherwise, you can't come back, and like I said, you can't come back and get it later. So the Spiker enemy has what's called a black urn. It's it's an item that needs to be identified or appraised at the appraiser. And unfortunately, though, whenever you get one of those, I think it's like a question mark and then it's a vase. I think that's the name of the item. Every time you actually get that, there's a chance, though, that it can be a failure urn, which is, unfortunately, the best chance is for it to be a failure urn. Or it can be a wide urn, or the most rare is that black, I think it's the black urn. And, again, unfortunately, this is the only time you can get it. Now, this Stone of Power, do not do this. Do not do what I did here and actually use it. There's another kind of glitch in the game if you want to take advantage of it, where if you use those Stone of Power, so there's a lot of the different stones in the game, and what they do is they give you anywhere from 1 to 3 to the stat. And basically, if you save your game and then use all of those, you can go into battle and die, and just hit continue or whatever the continue option is, because it's like give up or don't give up. I think it's don't give up. And basically, what happens is those items go back into your inventory, but you still retain the stat bonuses that you got. So, and unfortunately though they're super rare, and basically you don't want to waste them. Really is kind of what it comes down to. So, like I said, I mean, don't use that stone unless you plan on using that trick. But if you don't want to use that trick, again, just don't even worry about it and use them on whoever you want. But again, I actually completely forgot about that little trick, and I'll probably take advantage of that later. So generally, what I do is wait until much later on, and I'll build up some of those stones, and then whenever I want to get a bunch of good attributes on a character, then I'll use like I said, save the game, use all of those items on whatever character it is that I want, and then go out and lose battles, and then kind of just keep repeating the process. So you can really do some crazy stuff with your stats with that little trick. But again, if you don't want to use it, or if you don't want to take advantage of that trick, just use them up. So anyways, all right. So back to Mount Rakute. So again, the spiker has that black urn that you want to get, and then the what is the other? Was it the Eagleman or was it a Hawkman? I think it was Hawkman. Those have a item for. I guess I don't really want to get into it a whole lot. I think it's like Turtle Plans 2 or something like that. I'll have like a post-battle victory, hopefully, of me actually winning that. So keep in mind that is the second item that you absolutely need to get here. Otherwise, you will not be able to get everything in the game, unfortunately. So keep that in mind. It's actually really annoying. I dislike when games do that, where you can actually just permanently miss certain things. And this one is actually I feel like it's even a little bit more egregious, because like this one specifically, normally you can return to areas. No, I know that's not always the case in RPGs, but a lot of times you can return to areas later. And I kind of feel like in this one there was no real reason, I guess, like sort of storyline, why you wouldn't be able to get back here, but also at the same time not. So basically when we first entered, even though we don't have it, the hero is supposed to get a rune, or I should say the hero should have a rune by this time, and that rune itself is what kind of disperses the mist. And I mean, we don't even have it, so it's kind of funny that we're even able to get in here. But again, normally you're supposed to have it at this point in the game, so that's kind of the way it's written. But anyways, I guess what I was getting at was the reason why you can't get back in here is because the mist. And it's not like later on we won't have that rune on the hero. So again, it doesn't really make that much sense why you can't re-enter this place, but I guess it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you can't get back in. So again, you've been warned. If you want to get everything in the game, make sure you get it here. And here I'm just getting wrecked. Unfortunately, these little fairy things... Oh, nice. That's another reason why I just think Nanami is amazing. Is she can just randomly knock enemies down, even without a down rune. I don't know how many more characters in the game can actually do that, but, again, that's just another reason why I love that character. I don't think she's actually quite perfect. I don't think she gets a third rune slot, and I think that would have just pushed her over the edge. I mean, she's already amazing. There's a vase. So hopefully that's the right one. It probably isn't with my luck, and getting that on the first try would be probably pretty insane. But anyways, again, Nanami, had she got that third rune slot, I think, I mean, she would have went from one of my favorites to probably number one. But it is what it is, and unfortunately she doesn't get that third rune slot, so she kind of just has to make do with two. Boom, look at that knockdown. Man, she's a beast. That's what I'm talking about. So, with that being said, you could probably put something else on her weapon instead of the down rune. Now, I'll still do that anyway, because I don't actually know what her percentage to knock down enemies is. But I'll actually still put a down rune on her. And here I'm already like, what is this, level 36? So we're doing real good here. There's the Dragon Plans number 2. Here's the Hawkmen that I was saying. I didn't want to deal with a full group of 5, apparently. So I was still a little bit worried about them. So actually, one thing that I do want to point out here, I think actually what a better idea would be to put Hero in the back row with Joey and put Nanami up front. And the reason why I say that is because with those Hawkmen, I actually usually like to use the buddy attack still. And unfortunately, if you start the buddy attack and then, like, say my hero gets flown off screen, well, then Joey doesn't have anything to do for that turn. Whereas if I had Nanami up front instead, even if she gets kind of flown off screen, there's still a better chance that the buddy attack will still go off. So, again, I think that would have been a wiser way to set my group up here, or a better formation. But I didn't actually even think about that until just now. So, again, learn from my mistakes, I guess. And then here, this starts to get really rough with, I mean, Futch just takes a ton of damage. I think I actually did use the defend command, though, because my other characters like Nanami are starting to get pretty beefy, so she can just attack from the back row, and, you know, Futch can just defend up in the front to try to reduce some of that damage, because, again, those spikers are pretty nasty. The fact that they've got, you know, they can attack your whole row, or your whole front row, I should say, at once, is pretty brutal, and especially with a, you know, a formation there where there's 6 of them. And then here I'm actually starting to run out of healing items, so I'm actually gonna end up going back to town and not fighting the boss. I actually didn't take care of the boss here for quite some time, but keep in mind when I was talking about this area earlier, when I was saying that you can't get back in. Again, that's only if you actually beat the boss. So the good thing about this spot is, you know, you can come in here, do a bunch of, you know, killing or farming, and try to get whatever you want to get. You know, again, if you want to get that, again, I think it's like the Turtle Plans number 2 from the Hawkmen. I don't remember exactly which one it is, but again, hopefully I've got some footage of me actually getting that. But again, you know, if you don't, or if you're getting low on like healing items and whatnot, you can leave still, go back to town, you know, restock, buy some better armor, which is again exactly what I'm going to do. I'll actually go out and you know, just kind of power up, and I actually made quite a few trips in and out of here before I you know, actually killed the boss. So these assassins can be pretty nasty too. They actually can sometimes just one-shot you, even Humphrey. So again, kind of be careful with them. They are pretty weak though, so that's the good thing about them, is they go down pretty easy. So here's the skill ring, and I think, yeah, it looks like I'm gonna equip that on Humphrey. Now that's defense +9, tech +20. I actually don't remember what tech does in this game. I'm actually gonna have to look that up again. So there's a good chance that that would actually be better on somebody else. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that the tech ability increases, so that the more tech you have, the more damage that your unite attacks do. But don't quote me on that. That's probably potentially just something crazy that I thought I remembered about the game. But again, it's been quite a while since I've played this. I mean, years since I played this. So I could just be talking out my butt. So I'll look into that though, and you know, we'll see exactly what that tech stat does here in a bit. But all right, so should be a pretty easy battle here with a couple of fairies. These enemies have the pixie rune. I don't know that it's not real important to worry about right now because this isn't the only spot that you can buy that you can get the pixie rune. If I remember correctly, you can actually buy them from a store eventually. And I mean the effect is pretty lame in my opinion. Basically, it lets you use your regular. There, speaking of the rune, I actually just got one there, so I got kind of lucky. But basically, it makes your casters. Yeah, it gives them a long-ranged attack if they're equipped with a staff. So basically, you can stick your magicians in the back row and still be able to attack. I just don't know how useful that actually is. It's always good to have your magicians in the back row. I'll say that for sure. But you know, usually they're not very strong. So giving them an attack, I don't know how useful it really is at the end of the day. I'll be honest. I'll probably never equip that rune, but I guess it's still cool that I got one. And there I got another vase. So on the way out here, so I got kind of lucky there. And actually, I could have just used an escape talisman. I'm pretty sure I've got one. But I guess I just decided to run out instead. Which, you know, fair enough. And actually, so we've got, I think we've built up quite a bit of cash here. So we'll be able to probably go back to Rock Axe and, you know, buy some better armor for everybody, or everybody that I can. And possibly even go back to Rock Axe. So, or sorry, back to Highway Village. Highway Village, actually, the item shop has a fire emblem. They don't have as impressive of defensive stats, I don't think, as some of the other, you know, items that you can equip in your, I don't know, I call them like a random slot, but they do add plus 15 to strength, so, you know, they're pretty nice. And usually I like to go pretty heavy on offense, so I'll definitely end up buying a few of those. They are only for male characters, though, if I'm remembering correctly, so keep that in mind, and I mean, unfortunately won't be able to use any, but that's okay, she's a beast already. But yeah, so we definitely need to upgrade some characters' gear. To be honest, though, I really should have gone into that, the Muse, I think it's the Muse Green Hill pathway, though. And the reason being is there's actually a set of dragon armor in there that's got a little bit better defense than the scale mail here. So, you know, I could have saved a little bit of money by going that route instead, but that's okay. I mean, the other thing is 22,000 seems like a lot, but when you're out here in this area, it is not at all. I mean, actually, I guess it's pretty obvious. Would I have like 90,000 there again to spend? So, anyways, all right. So we're gonna grab some of this headgear. This is actually better helmets for. It looks like the three. I don't know, the brother, sister, best friend combo. So yeah, so we'll pick some of this up and get that equipped right away. Again, Humphrey and Futch, because they're not actually recruited yet, that's why we can't equip them with anything else. So I guess keep that in mind. And then here it looks like I've got, was that Thunder Runner? I don't think the item shop really has anything impressive as far as rare finds. That armor shop, though, does have that Thunder Garb, or Thunder God Garb for Nanami. So again, you know, if you get lucky, you can pick that up. And as always, though, the best way to do that, though, is to actually save at the inn before you interact with one of these NPCs. And you know, if it appears in the rare finds, you're good to go. If not, just reset your game, and you know, keep repeating that process until it shows up in the rare finds. Now, the way that the rare finds work too is that basically they're reset every half an hour. So if you come in here and you know let's just say you accidentally talk to the armor merchant, and he didn't have any rare finds, well. If you accidentally then go and save, just keep in mind that you're going to have to wait a full half hour before you try to talk to him again for another rare find. So again, keep that in mind. There's been some argument or some question on exactly how the rare finds work, and that's basically it. It's the moment that you talk to that character, number one, a timer starts, and again, that's a half an hour. But basically, once you've interacted with that NPC, that half hour starts, and no matter what you do, you can go and save and then reset your game, but it won't matter. It's still locked into that that timer. So they unfortunately won't reset until that half an hour is up. Again, regardless of what you do. So I guess keep that in mind. All right, so we're just saving the game. I'm guessing I must have ran out of money here. Oh, yeah, we need to buy some medicine. We're getting to that point, actually, with our characters getting so much health where medicine isn't really quite as good as it used to be, but it's still really good for healing, in my opinion, out of battle or out of combat. And I'll keep that going too. I actually probably should have bought a healing rune somewhere. The Muse shop comes to mind. Actually in Muse, so there's two rare finds there from the Rune Master. The one is the Water Rune, which is a great source of healing, and then the second item is actually the Fury Rune. So, I guess keep that in mind. But I still do think that. Oh, here's the Rabbit Plans number 2. So keep that in mind. So Rock Axe item shop has the Rabbit Plans too. In the rare finds, and then it's also got that Thunder Amulet. Thunder Amulets are actually really good too. Obviously they resist thunder, and they've got some really good defensive stats. And then the Fire Emblems? I had mentioned those earlier. Those are actually really cheap, and the only problem with those is they're for males only. So again, Nanami's gonna get left out on those, but that's okay. Because again, she's a beast already, so no big deal. She's gonna be all right. So here I'm gonna swap some stuff around here. I'll be honest that this isn't most of this stuff I didn't end up sticking with anyway. Like that fur cape, I'll maybe give that to Nanami, but probably not. Those guard rings from Rock Axe are really good because they've got really good defense stats, and then they've also got magic. I think it's magic defense plus 10. So I'll end up sticking a lot of those on my characters too. I'm not sure though if I should have just gone like full Fire Emblems and just went all out full defense. It's maybe arguable whether or not that was a good idea or not. But all right, so let's check our vases and see what we got here. There's a Failure Urn, which is garbage, unfortunately. There's a Wide Urn. Those are worth a little bit more, and then I think this must be a Wide Urn too. Yeah. So not too bad, to be honest. Although, honestly, I'll end up selling those Wide Urns, but honestly, they're not worth that much. I mean, we can probably go out and do 1 or 2 battles and have made the same amount from selling one of those. So that's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is, and that's what it takes to try to get to the black urns. Yeah, 4,000. That's just nothing really at this point. That would have been really good. Had we not had maybe access to this area or something, but ironically, we actually need to get them to drop here. So again, not all that impressive, but whatever. It is what it is. All right, so just picking up a couple of these Fire Emblems. I think this is a good idea to have. Yeah, that looks good on Humphrey there. Again, though, so I've mentioned this a couple other times, is kind of the way I set my characters up. Oftentimes, I don't have a whole lot of healing items on them, which good or bad. But Also, we're going to be so overpowered from this point on that we're probably not really going to need a whole lot of healing. So, you know, again, we'll probably be just fine without. But all right, so it looks like I'm gonna head back up to the Rakate Mountains, and well, yeah, we're running out of time here. So, as always, hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.